Welcome to the Casella 2022 Sonar World Championships on beautiful Lake Sunapee. The championships are being presented by the Lake Sunapee Cruising Fleet and hosted by the Lake Sunapee Yacht Club. 22 Sonar skippers from across North America will be competing in up to 12 races between Thursday, June 16th and Sunday, June 19th. We invite you to come out on the lake and watch this exciting and colorful event. The MV Mount Sunapee II, operated by Sunapee Cruises, is the official spectator boat for the World Championships. It is scheduled to leave Sunapee Harbor each day at 9:30 a.m. and return to the dock at 12:30 p.m. Daily tickets are only $15 and can be purchased at sunapeecruises.com or at the dock. Welcome to Day 2, Friday, June 17th of the Casella 2002 Sonar World Championships. And here's what's at stake, a beautiful trophy over at the Lake Sunapee Yacht Club. And the winner that will be decided on Sunday will receive and will actually get their plaque engraved on this beautiful Sonar World Championship trophy. The boats are getting ready to go out for Day 2, which is Thursday, June 17th. They're leaving the yacht club and heading out onto the course. And we have one race for you today. We had a delayed start in the race today because of the wind shifting around. And the race we're going to bring you today, however, race number 5, turned out to be quite a doozy. We had 3 boats that were apparently in control of the race, 4 boats actually, all the way up until the last third mark, and then everything changed quickly, and there was a whole new cast of characters at the finish line. There's 22 boats in the race this weekend, and most of them are hosted at the Yacht Club on Lake Sunapee, and it's a short trip out to the course in the center of the lake. Lake Sunapee is a finger lake. It was carved out by the retreating glaciers millions of years ago. The lake's about 10 miles long and almost 150 feet deep at the deepest spot. Lake Sunapee supplies fresh water for the surrounding towns and is one of the cleanest lakes in New Hampshire, thanks to the Lake Sunapee Protective Association. So we're zooming in with our drone here on the starting line of the race, number 5 today. And they're starting over on the east side of the lake. The wind has been shifting around during the morning, which delayed the start of the race about an hour. And we're finally getting underway about 11:30 in the morning on Friday. Here we are getting set for the start of the race. We originally set a course and we were all set to go for an 11 o'clock start, and then the wind shifted, so we had to change the course around, and now it's almost 11:30 on Friday, and the boats are getting ready to start jockeying towards the starting line. We have 22 boats racing today, and we have a nice aerial shot here of them jockeying back and forth. The pin is at the left side of the screen, the committee boat's over at the right side. We're just getting ready to start, and there we go, the first boat at the end of the line on the starboard tack, just at the pin end of the line, and we're ready, and we're racing. The fleet is probably going to start to split up here. Some take a starboard tack, some take a port tack, just to see where the best wind advantage is to beat up to the first mark. You can see some of the fleet going off to the right, some of the fleet going off to the left. In lake sailing, the wind today is coming more out of the west, which means it's coming over the mountains that parallel the lake, and that affects the wind. So skippers have to be watching the water and determine which side of the course has the most advantageous wind direction for them to beat up to the first mark. So the boats are headed west now from the east shore behind them across the lake towards the yacht club, and there's Mount Sunapee Resort sitting at the foot of the lake. As you can see how spread out the field is right here, there's quite a distance between the boat furthest down the lake and the boat closest to our camera, so they're all trying to feel out the wind and see which route is the most advantageous to get them up to the first mark. Now in this shot, it appears that USA 654 and Nefarious have moved into the lead position, now heading up to the first mark. Resonance has moved into third place, and Still Sailing, we feel, is in fourth place at this point in relation to the first mark. You can see our 4 leaders on port tack heading towards mark number 1. Let's take a quick break as the boats head back up the course. The Lake Sunapee region is one of the few communities in the country where you can ski year-round. During the summer season, the lake provides water skiing, fishing, swimming, and boating. During the winter, Mount Sunapee Resort, located at the south end of the lake, is one of the most popular ski and snowboard destinations in New Hampshire. The views of Lake Sunapee from the trails in Sun Bowl are spectacular. For more information about visiting our beautiful area, contact the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce. Here's our 4 leaders rounding mark number 1. USA 654, followed by Nefarious, Still Sailing, and Resonance. Spinnakers will be deployed, and they head back across the lake to the east towards the starting line and the gate marks. And you can see in the background there's some dark clouds forming, which eventually are going to have an effect on the race. So the fleet is now heading back east across the lake from the yacht club, back down to the 2 gate marks. And here we are rounding the gate marks. The 2 lead boats head off on starboard tacks. Here's our 2 lead boats heading back across the lake in a westerly direction toward mark number 3. If you look at the water, you can see that the wind is starting to pick up. The clouds are forming off to the right of your viewing screen here, and it's starting to get dark. Here's a little covering operation going here as the second boat tacks, the first boat tacks across to cover it. But keep your eyes on the top of the screen. You can see a lot of gray stuff up there in that little gap in the terrain, and that's going to start getting ever closer to the race course. And you can see the wind is starting to pick up. The two lead boats tack back to starboard. Weather's approaching. And you can see Ping is starting to gain some ground on the far right-hand side of the course. We still have the two leaders in the foreground, USA 654 and Nefarious. But you can see a bunch of boats way above these boats, and now you can see the wind at the very top of the screen. The water's turning dark gray, and there's a squall coming in from the north, and there's going to be a dramatic wind shift to the right, which means the boats sailing on the right-hand side of the course are going to be able to almost reach into the third mark, and they won't have to be beating upwind. Of the four boats who are in control of most of this race, USA 564 Nefarious still sailing in Resonance. Resonance was the only boat on the right side of the course which benefited from the wind shift, and they round the mark first. So they've rounded the third mark, and they're heading back down to the finish line. And Resonance, who came from the fourth position back to win the race, Ping is going to finish second, Crush is going to finish third, and Sought After will finish fourth. So our two leaders, USA 654 and Nefarious, for most of the race, got waylaid at the third mark when they were on the left-hand side of the course, and the boats on the right-hand side of the course got a very favorable wind shift from the squall that came through with high winds and rain, as you could see on the downwind leg with their spinnakers. And that changed the outcome of the race right there. After 5 races, we have a preliminary cumulative results. In first place is USA 384 Nefarious, skippered by Bob Lawrence and Bob Savini, with 15 points. In second place, Canada 754 Ping, skippered by Andreas Josenhaas with 17 points. Third place, USA 787 Resonance, skippered by Brian Doyle from the Lake Sunapee Yacht Club. In fourth place, USA 619 Sonar 619, skippered by Lee Morrison with 27 points. And in fifth place, sail number 780, Still Sailing, skippered by Skip Shumway with 32 points. There are only 5 lighthouses in the state of New Hampshire, and 3 of them are located on Lake Sunapee. Loon Lighthouse, pictured here, is located near the Yacht Club. Herrick Cove Lighthouse sits at the north end of the lake, and the Burkhaven Lighthouse is mid-lake at the entrance to Burkhaven Harbor.
The American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels this winter, and we're facing a dangerous situation across the country. Without the blood they need, hospitals may be forced to make tough decisions about patient care. Donors are needed now to ensure blood is available for everyone who needs it when they need it. The good news is, you can help. Make an appointment to give now. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Patients are counting on you.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed.
For the stock market.
Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Is reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you.
Great question.
Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.